it's going to stay, but it's here right now and it's very, very welcomed. Although the last couple of days with the rain and the overcast, I've felt more connected to back home to the US right now, because obviously I'm on separate seasons now. It's literally the opposite. So the US is coming into fall and winter, and I am coming into spring and summer, or I'm in spring now. And spring here is a bit wet. It definitely rains a lot here in the Wetted Up this spring, I think all over New Zealand. And I've just felt like the seasons have been very much so like, you know, just watching stories on Instagram and stuff like that as it gets colder. I'm like, I feel you. Like, that's kind of how it is here right now too. But I am so ready for summer. Everyone keeps saying it's gonna be super hot, and I'm like, nothing is going to be hotter than when we lived in the valley in Los Angeles. Like, we can handle it. When we tell them how hot it got there, people are like, oh, okay, you'll be fine. I asked you guys to send in some questions because I kind of wanted to do just a catch up, talk to you guys in this video about just certain topics that you want me to discuss. So I'm going to be answering questions throughout this video as I go throughout the day. I want to say thank you so much to today's sponsor. It is Merjuri, which is a jewelry brand that I have loved for quite some time now. This is Merjuri, and this ring is as well. I'm washing my wedding ring and engagement ring right now. I'm soaking it because I have not washed it in so long. I get asked quite often on YouTube and on Instagram when I'm wearing, especially when I'm wearing hoops, which I'll show you guys some of my favorite hoops right now, and when I'm wearing like a dainty necklace or a statement ring, I get asked a lot, where do I get my jewelry pieces? And so that's why I'm really excited to share with you guys some of the pieces that I love from Merjuri, because they're pieces that you guys can pick up too. And with their Black Friday sale coming very soon, you can go and shop right now and get some really good deals on jewelry. It's kind of the perfect time, and also Christmas is coming, so Christmas gifts as well. If you've been following along since I first started my YouTube channel back in 2014, my style has been pretty consistent since then. It's always been super laid back. Comfort has always been key for me. It's kind of the #1 mandatory thing. And then I just like feeling good and being comfortable. And I've always expressed myself through jewelry. One of the reasons why I've always really loved expressing myself through jewelry is, one, jewelry, well-made jewelry like 14 karat gold or 18 karat gold that Merjuri offers lasts years and years and years. And I love picking out pieces that have a sentimental significance to me, that reminds me of something or makes me feel a certain way, or is just a statement piece that if I'm wearing the most casual outfit ever, it will just enhance it and make me feel like I really got myself ready in the morning in a really effortless way, because that's kind of living here on the homestead. Things have to be effortless, so if I can just throw on some statement hoops on my way out the door, I just feel really put together and my outfit feels fun and exciting in a different way. And I also have always found jewelry to be really sentimental, that it, especially when it's gifted or it's been in your life for a while and you bought it for a significant reason, like a necklace that I'm going to show you guys in just a moment reminds me of home. And so I'm going to show you guys some of the stuff that I got from Merjuri. Whenever I'm picking out jewelry, like for instance this one, this is called the flower necklace. It's made of 14 karat gold and ethically sourced diamonds. And I'm just gonna try to put this on while I'm talking to you guys. Side note, I just love that they give you the option of a different length on the chain, because sometimes you want it longer, sometimes you want it shorter. I love how these two look together. This is the boyfriend bold chain necklace, and it can be longer like boyfriend style, or it can be choker like this. I really love it as a choker. And the reason why I picked out this one was just because it reminds me of here, of home, of the homestead, because we have so many different flowers blossoming all around right now. I also love this ring that I'm wearing by them. It is the heirloom ring in honey quartz. I've always loved more vintage looking heirloom rings. I have to show you guys these hoops that I am just in love with. I can't even express to you the passion I have for these gorgeous hoops. I just love the texture of them. The look is so cool. It's just different than your just regular gold hoops. And I love hoops. I feel like they're just so fun, and you can wear them with just like a t-shirt and jeans, and it brings a whole new life to the outfit. These earrings are called, I'm looking them up so that I know exactly what they're called, because I know I'm going to get questions about these hoops when I wear them on Instagram and in other YouTube videos. And so I'm gonna just refer you guys back to this video anytime you ask me. These are called the large croissant dome hoops. Last piece that I have from Merjuri that I'm putting on for you guys right now. Again, I just love that they give you an option of sizes. Is this necklace. It's called the Diamond Station necklace, and my favorite thing about this necklace is just how dainty and soft it is. Because like, even if you didn't wear the chain, it's just, I love dainty necklaces so much. I always have. I just think they're so beautiful, and I love how they pair with other bold pieces like this one. If you're looking for pieces for yourself to add to your jewelry collection that you will love and cherish for years to come, that's not going to discolor on you, that just means something to you, that you can just enjoy and have fun with in your style for years to come, definitely check out Merjuri. I will leave all of their links in the description box for you guys to check them out. Again, they have some awesome sales going on for Black Friday, and it's just such a wonderful time of year to get yourself something, or your partner, or your mom, or your best friend. And these are pieces that your friends and family and yourself can cherish for years to come. Beanbag that we recently got for outside, but we've been using it inside a lot because we don't have a couch yet. I'm wearing Alex's shirt. It's oversized for me and it's so comfortable. I just need to start shopping in the men's section always. I'm really excited to just be cozy and chat with you guys. I saved some of your questions and topics that you wanted me to cover on Instagram. I picked some of my favorites for today. Just feels like one of those days you just want to be inside and have a good chat. And I've got a little cup of tea here that I'm letting cool off. I've got jasmine and green tea. I usually like a splash of milk in there, but I didn't do that today. So yeah, this is a little outdoor beanbag that we recently purchased. We got two. The second one we ordered because they didn't have it in. And they're gonna be really nice outside to kind of like move around in the grass or on the deck, kind of wherever we're feeling in the sunshine. And then we are using it inside right now because we don't have a couch yet, but very exciting, we have picked a couch and we're going with a color. It'll be a surprise what color we've decided on, but everything's so neutral in this home. You know, we've got wood floors, we've got white walls, and it's really easy, I feel like, when you're decorating to get stuck on a neutral tone. But in this house, I want to play with color more. So you'll see that in the decor. We're gonna keep it neutral with color, if that makes any sense. You'll see as we go along. I'm getting really excited about the prospect of starting to decorate because it's starting to get closer and closer to, that's my favorite part of being in a home and making a home your own, is to make it your own through the decor and the style of the home. The first question I have here is two questions in one, but what are your plans after you finish the floors? And two, what are the animals you plan to have? So we'll start with the animal question. Obviously we have Wilson, who's our orphaned lamb. Right now we have 5 rams that are our neighbor's rams, grazing on our land. So we have a paddock over here to my left, another paddock to my right, and then there's another paddock here, and then there's the pond kind of paddock area behind me. But this paddock over here has a lot of young trees. The orchard obviously has a lot of fruit trees. So Wolson is currently in the orchard because he's short right now and he can't really eat the trees. Alex is protecting the trees day by day right now. There are a lot of trees on our property, so protecting all of them is going to take time. But we also recently, and some of you guys might see this in Alex's upcoming vlog, we called a breeder in this area because there are a specific type of sheep that don't go for the trees automatically. And we're interested in getting a couple of those so that we can manage the grass, but also not have them eat the trees. So yeah, we're just kind of taking it step by step. We definitely want to get chickens at some point. We don't really know yet when the right time is for that. Waddles is now, you know, out in the wild with Frida and Diego, which are all 3 ducks. And of course we have Blanca. But Blanca doesn't feel as much like an animal just because he's the only one out of all of these creatures that lives inside the house with us. So he's the one that like really officially feels like a pet because he lives inside. The other ones feel like, you know, they belong to the land primarily. After we finish the floors, the plan is to go get our stuff from storage. In January, in December, it will officially be a year that our stuff will be in storage, which is crazy to think about how quickly this year went by. We didn't plan to have our stuff in storage this long, but purchasing a house that is more of a fixer-upper has caused us to, you know, take it project by project, which keeps pushing back our timeline of bringing in furniture. So our dining room table and our bed, when we want to sand the floors, which is the project that we're currently in right now. Alex has already started getting the floors ready to be sanded. It is so crazy windy right now. This next question is an advice question, and I'm happy that somebody sent this through because I've gotten this question quite a few times from people in my DMs or on comments on YouTube. And this person says, tips for coping with moving abroad. I just moved and I'm alone and struggling. My number one tip would be that it takes time and to kind of wait it out for at least a year before you make any other decisions. Now, I'm not saying that moving abroad is for everybody because like I've said before, it's hard. This process has not been easy. It wasn't like overnight we had our home and we still don't feel fully moved yet. Our stuff is still in storage, for instance. So it took us about 8 months to even find our home, and we're in our home and our stuff is still in storage because we found more of a fixer-upper. I feel really lucky in the sense that I have made friends and that I am making, more meaningful friendships with time, but it's not overnight. And, I miss my best friends from home. I miss that connection. Now there are things that outweigh that more difficult stuff, like being in a new culture, all the different things that you learn, the new people that you meet, the new experiences. There's so much balance in that kind of, if not outweighs, definitely like brings your hardship to a level playing field, I guess. And so it makes it easier when you allow yourself to just kind of immerse into a new culture, to allow yourself to meet new people, to put your walls down, and to just really fully experience what you're experiencing and to be fully present in it. But that doesn't mean that it's going to be easy. You are not alone in the process of struggling when moving abroad. Yes, I love where I live, and yes, I want to be here for a long time, and I don't see us leaving here for quite a while. And yeah, I am happier than when I was in LA, but that doesn't mean that there has been really hard times along the way. There has definitely been times that I've questioned our choices in, you know, the darkest moments. At the end of the day, I would say, give it time. Give it at least a year in this new place. And if in, you know, a year and a half to 2 years, it's not for you still, then you can really start going back to the drawing board and go, okay, is this for me? Or do I want to move back home? And if that's the case, that's okay too. I think that when you try new experiences in life and you change your mind, that doesn't mean that you've failed. That means that you were super brave, you gave it a chance, and you realized that it's not for you, and that's okay. I really like this next question. How to bring the simple homestead life to a busy life in the city. Is it possible? Absolutely, and why I love this question so much is because it is so possible, and I think a lot of people feel like when they're living in the city, they can't live this type of lifestyle that feels closer to nature or more earth-oriented or sustainable or just like more self-sufficient, but you totally can. I feel like I manifested this lifestyle because of the life that I was living in LA. Now, we were really lucky that towards the end of our time in Los Angeles, we were able to get a backyard because we moved deeper into the valley, so it was more affordable. But when I was living in the city, I was living in an apartment that didn't even have a balcony, and I still grew herbs on my windowsill. I still went to the farmer's market. I loved like fresh local eggs and produce and stuff. So I still had the same mentality. I was the same person. And then when we moved to the valley and had a backyard, my number one thing that I wanted to do was start a vegetable garden. And that felt like a homestead. It was essentially urban gardening. And you can grow plants in pots, you can grow them, you can grow tomatoes and zucchini and pretty much everything on a balcony if you're willing. Where there's a will, there is a way. And you can even grow vegetables indoors. There are plenty of different ways that you can go about this if you really wanted to. So absolutely, you can live that lifestyle and you can escape the city for hikes, for walks. You can go to your local park to really immerse yourself in nature and go to your local farmer's market, get local produce, grow your own veggies, and you know, just get in touch with nature and you'll feel like you're living on a homestead in no time. Just envision it for yourself, and if your dream is to live this type of lifestyle at some point, you'll be manifesting it and you'll wake up one day and you're just going to be living at a homestead or a farm of some sort that you want to be on, in nature, a cabin, whatever you dream. Just manifest it, keep thinking about it, live that lifestyle in the city right now. And if you want to stay in the city, great, just continue living that lifestyle in the city and you've got the best of both worlds there then. Thoughts on celebrating Christmas at the homestead and in summer? Oh, this is a hard one because my mom really loves Christmas. She already has her Christmas tree up right now. And I really love spending Christmas with my mom. So I'm going to miss her a lot on Christmas. Thanksgiving has never been huge for me, but it's really big for Alex's family. So I'm gonna miss that part of the family. We're going to have to spend Thanksgiving and Christmas away from our family in the US. Our family here in New Zealand, Alex's family here in New Zealand, is hosting us for Christmas. So that will be so lovely because we'll be able to be with our New Zealand family here in New Zealand and experience the first time, you know, a Kiwi Christmas in the summertime, which will be with Kiwis and we'll be able to see kind of what it's like. For me, it's going to be really interesting. You know, I'm used to Christmas in the winter, but at the same time, I'm used to Christmas in California, so it doesn't get cold in California. So I don't think it's going to be too crazy for me, but I was always used to kind of going over to Nevada where my mom lives and, you know, going up to Mount Charleston and seeing the snow there. And it definitely gets colder in Nevada in the winter. So it'll be harder, I will say. But I don't think that that's going to be the case every year. This year, because of COVID, because of kind of what the situation is right now in New Zealand, it's not possible for us to go home and come back. But in a year's time, when the holidays come next year and the year after, our goal is to always get together with our family during the holidays. So it will likely be the case that over the holidays, our family will come here to enjoy our summer and warm weather, or we will go back to the US to spend Thanksgiving and Christmas with them every year. So we kind of just have to make it through this year, kind of make it through the harder time, just due to the way of the world right now. And it's just kind of what it is right now. Am I gonna miss my mom like crazy? Is it gonna be hard? Absolutely. Is it gonna be hard for Alex on Thanksgiving? Probably, because he's so used to being with his family and friends and so many different people for Thanksgiving. So I think it's gonna be hard for us, but we're gonna get through it the best way that we can, and at least we'll have each other. And the silver lining is that Alex has family here in New Zealand, so we will be able to be with family on Christmas. I get a lot of questions about making friends in New Zealand and friends in the US versus New Zealand and stuff like that. So this next question is differences with making friends in the US versus New Zealand with culture and attitudes. I can only relate my experience to living in California, in Los Angeles. I don't know how it is in the rest of the US, but I was telling Alex's cousin yesterday, his family came down from Hawke's Bay, that I feel less isolated here in the countryside than I did in LA. And the reason being for that, because I know that it sounds crazy because there are so many people in LA, but living in our urban, suburban neighborhood in Los Angeles, we never once went into one of our neighbors' houses. We knew one neighbor across the street, but it was a very just like casual relationship. And we never got to know our neighbors. It is kind of mind-blowing that that is the truth, that I do feel less isolated living here in the countryside when I have way less neighbors and pretty much nature all around me than I did living in a suburban neighborhood in one of the biggest cities in the world with people all around me, to the front, to the back, to the left, right, diagonal, everywhere, all around me. I didn't have any of their numbers. And, you know, I know, like, for instance, like my neighbor will be like, come on over and have a cup of tea or a beer, or like come play a board game. And we go over there all the time to do stuff like that. I think it's a cultural thing too. I think Kiwis want you to come over for a cup of tea, and like going over to someone's house for 30 minutes to an hour to have a cup of tea, or going over there and spending hours playing a board game, whatever way you want to do it works for them. And I think in LA there had to be like a purpose. The fact that people are just so busy in LA that they're just kind of like in their own realm. And, you know, we would have dinner parties at our house. It was rare, but we still tried to have that sense of community because we were busy too. We were guilty of it too. Living in LA, you feel like you have to be like, go, go, go. And you have these like sensors on that are just telling you that like, you have to be successful. You know, you have so much on your plate in terms of how expensive that city is too. So you're just kind of got to keep going, keep going, keep going. And yeah, it's sad that it's that way when I look back. It's interesting to think about. It's an interesting perspective. I'm glad that I have been able to live it and experience it, because it really has taught me a lot about myself and the way that I want to be, and about the benefits of being somebody who's available, who's looking to make meaningful connections, and how important they really are. My camera is telling me that the internal temperature is too hot, so I should probably go because I'm running my battery dry because I am just chatting away. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this just cozy sit down chat. I really love doing videos like this because I feel like it's just a way that we can catch up, get to know each other better too, since I know that there are new people to my channel. And if you are new here, welcome, and let me know in the comments below where you're from, maybe where you found my channel and why you've decided to stick around. And definitely check out Merjuri. Again, the links are in the description box. You can get 10% off of your order if you are a new Merjuri customer. And again, they have some amazing deals coming up in the near future for Black Friday, so definitely check them out. And I will see you all very soon in a new video. In the meantime, stay well, have a good day, relax, have a cup of tea. I hope that this video was soothing for you, and I will see you next week. Thanks for watching.